Hi, today we are going to make fermented cauliflower. So last week we had a couple questions about the fermented cut vegetables, so I thought I would go over that today. So we're going to do something a little bit different today. We're actually not going to be adding any whey at all. We're going to be adding real salt, which is the best, by the way. We've got our brine over here, which is our combination of water and salt, and I will put that on the website for a recipe. And we've got our cauliflower. I've got some oregano right here, and I've got some whole peppercorns right here. Now I just want to talk a little bit about why we're going to add salt. The reason why we're adding salt is we want to make the environment in this jar as safe as possible. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut up this vegetable. Now all vegetables, all produce have the good lacto bacteria on them. And so we just want to make this environment inside this jar as nice and comfy for those bacteria to proliferate. So we're going to cut up the cauliflower, we're going to put it in the jar, we're going to put our brine over the top, we're going to add our spices, and we're going to add 1/2 tablespoon of sea salt. So let's get going. We're just going to cut this up really quick. And again, the salt is just there to keep it safe so that the good bacteria can proliferate, so they can multiply and take over in their little home in here. You can add whey, but you can also easily do it without the whey. And I honestly find that a number of times you really don't need the whey because you have the salt, which is your protectant, and you have your brine, which is your secondary protectant. So we're going to cut this up now and we'll get going. And last week we did some vegetables that were a little hard because they were floating to the top for a lot of people in their jars. So I would like to go over that also on what to do if your vegetables are just constantly floating to the top and they're going on top of the actual brine. So cauliflower is not one of those vegetables that floats, so we're good to go there. And I'm going to cut these pieces into this size, so kind of palm size, maybe a little bit smaller than your palm. And we're just going to start popping those bad boys in there, just like this. The great part about fermenting is this is all you need. We don't need a pressure canner or anything like that. And it's quick, 5 minutes, like so. And you can add any spices you like. I'm kind of a spicy girl, so I like the spice going on. But you can add any spices you want. The spice has nothing whatsoever to do with it at all. So I have the peppercorns and I have some oregano because I just thought that sounded pretty fun to me. But you could add anything. You could add cinnamon, anything you'd like. But this is going to be your basic recipe of brine and 1/2 tablespoon of sea salt. And I strongly suggest you use organic produce because the way that we're getting the good bacteria is from the soil in the garden or at the farm, wherever you're getting your vegetables from. And so I feel that it's very important to do that, to go the organic route. So as you can see, we're just about done. Very simple. And again, fermented vegetables and fruits, fermented dairy, all the fermented stuff, it increases the vitamin content by up to 700%. So a lot of the vitamins and the nutrients in cauliflower and other produce we are not able to get because it's not bioavailable to our bodies. So by fermenting it, it makes it bioavailable so we can take it in. So now I'm going to add our herbs. So I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of oregano for each jar, like so. And this one obviously is only halfway full, so I didn't put in quite as many. And I would say I've got about 15 peppercorns here. Like I said, I like it spicy. Like so. Okay. And then I'm gonna take our brine and pour it over the top. Just a standard brine. The brine is 8 cups water to 6 tablespoons sea salt. And again, I use the real sea salt. And if you find that things are floating to the top, like this one is floating a little bit because it's not all the way full, just use a weight. Any kind of weight will do on top to push it down. So oxygen is not going to be our friend here. We don't want oxygen. And we want to leave about an inch from the top. And if you could come in and get a close-up on that, you can see that all the vegetables are in there. Just like that. That's what we want. That look right there, that is exactly what we want. I'm just going to fill up the second one. Like so. And then we're going to top it off with a half a tablespoon of sea salt. Okay. Again, this is your protectant. This is going to make it so no bad bacteria gets in there. There's a lot of different recipes out online on how to do this, but I find that a half a tablespoon is plenty to work with. Okay. So, and you know, you can even take like a piece like this, you know, if you want to get really frugal here, okay, and just push that down. You know, take these leaves just so that you know you feel safe, you feel good, your stuff is under, you know, bend it down. See how I'm doing this? If we can get a close up on that, you can see the leaves are on the top. They're pushing down the actual produce like so. So you can see my hand, the leaves are going down, they're pushing down. All the produce that you're going to be eating is underneath the brine. So we're good. That's what we're trying to achieve here, just like that. So you can use anything as a weight, and then all we're going to do is we're going to pop this bad boy on here, and we're going to put it out at room temperature to ferment for 3 days. And after the 3 days is up, then you can put them in your fridge. And if you think about it, I mean, this is a great way to preserve anything. You could preserve anything. I mean, think about it. Broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, it doesn't matter. And it's easy, it's cheap, you know, it's fabulous. It's just fabulous. So I'm just taking literally the ends. I'm pushing it down like so. Put some leaves in there. And then obviously when you're done, you just pull that out, okay? So you see, and then I'm just gonna put the jar on, the lid on, and it's set. Everything is underneath the brine. You're good to go, everything. So I hope this clears up a couple of questions for anybody on this. Again, 8 cups of water to 6 tablespoons of sea salt for your brine, and then a half of tablespoon of real salt, not the table stuff, but the real salt to each quart.